before I get into the situation, let me explain to you what's going to happen. I'm going to explain a team fight from Predecessor, from my perspective, and the way that I think when I'm in the middle of a fight, whether that's a MOBA or anything like that. I've done these kind of videos before. If you've never seen them, I hope you enjoy it. If you've never seen Predecessor, go look it up on Steam. It's Paragon. Paragon's back. It's just, there's two different versions of it. People say Overprime. This just feels way more polished than Overprime. But I'm not sponsored anyway by them. However, I would like to be. I think that would be great. Despite that, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. Let me explain my abilities for the people who have never seen this game or have any idea what's going to happen. My Q is dashes through them, knocks them up and backwards. Just slightly. It's like a second knockup, right? Nothing crazy, but it's a lot of CC. My E is just a shield that blocks projectiles and slows enemies when they run through it. My ultimate throws me up into the air, and when I slam down, everybody in a radius gets knocked up around me. My left click here is just a basic attack, and my right click is a shield bash that stuns them for a second. And that's it. With the introductions out of the way, let me start explaining the situation. We're getting ready to team fight near their mid tower. My teammate on the right here, you can see him getting picked. I know to the right of him is the enemy jungler, which means he's effectively in a 2v1 or getting ready to be. The moment I walk up to help him, these two in the middle are going to be jumping me, initiating a team fight. I'm confident in winning this team fight as my fed jungler is just slightly to the left of mid lane, ready to jump on the back line, which is all we need. Chimera absolutely decimates the back line. There's two over there.
I got crunch on me.
Pick on in the crunch right before the team fight would be massive. It probably cause us to snowball and just win the game off of this alone. So obviously we go for it. So a lot just happened in that little span of time. The crunch flashed through me to get under their tower in between his teammates. So he's effectively out. I actually do not see this Chimera jump out of the jungle, which you can see him up to the right there. He's jumping on my ADC who happened to walk up into melee range. And there's no getting Chimera off of an ADC who walked into melee range. Chimera's E cleanses any CC that's on him and makes him immune to CC for I think a second. So once he gets on you, it's very, very difficult to get him off of anybody. I dash in not knowing the Chimera's actually already jumped out of the jungle. Jumping into the jungle has caused me to be rooted by the Murdoch. And now I have to stand here for 2 seconds while my team fights. So what a thrill, right?
I would like to be not here. What? I am getting...
Flash forward, shield bash the Chimera and attempts to pull him off of my Murdoch. And it's like I said in the previous still, it is just so difficult to pull Chimera off of anybody because he can just cleanse CC. And I'm not blowing ult on one guy to save the Murdoch. I'm sorry, but I'm just not doing that.
You look like you're having so much fun though, Alden!
I know I'm gonna keep trying to peel for the Murdoch. So I throw my shield down to deflect any projectiles that might hit me in the back once I run through this because I'm not turning around. And it's gonna I'm trying to keep Murdoch safe in case I do manage to peel the Chimera off of him for a second so he can't get shot by somebody else. But that ends up just blatantly not working.
You are incorrect.
Yeah, like I said, there was nothing I can do. With Chimera picking our Murdoch, Crunch ends up picking our Richter. It puts us in a 3v5 with our mid laner, my fed jungler, and me. And it's gonna be pretty rough. 3v5s are not easy. But with me and Chimera alive, I still feel this is winnable in some shape or form. So we're still going.
You are incorrect. I am not having fun.
I ult here, hoping to hit 2 to 3 of them, just to deter them off of the fight a little bit, just to get them pushed back, just to get us a chance to come back. I see that our mid laner gets picked, definitely putting us into an actual 2v5 now. I do see that my Chimera is still full HP, so I still feel there's some way to win this. And if you look closely, they've used a lot of their cooldowns. Oh, their ADC is in melee range, just like my Murdoch was as well. And they're half HP to a 3/4 HP. I still feel like this is winnable. So we're going for it. Still.
I would love Peel.
Oh, I was feeling for you. You just killed you anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Here I notice the Chimera and the Crunch are pushing me away from my Chimera, trying to keep me from CCing anybody near him and keeping the range on him. And I go, you know what? There's only one way we're winning this, and that's me and the Chimera fighting together. So that's exactly what we do.
Oh, and don't worry, that guy has a cleanse that heals him for 50% max health. I not hear you, the game is so...
My Chimera in the back picks off the Murdoch, getting rid of one of the 2 projectile heroes. I pop my my little shoulder pads here, which my shoulder pads reflect 50% of any damage I take back to the enemy, which is just primo. I don't know who's shooting me in the back, but whoever's hitting me, whoever's punching me, is now taking damage themselves, which is exactly what needs to happen.
Hold on. Audio, sound effects, shut the
Knowing Murdoch's dead and the only ranged champion left is going to be Decker, I throw my shield down and effectively ignore her because she has to run through my shield, putting herself in a bad position to continue to help her team. My goal here is to keep the Chimera alive. If that results in me dying, I do not care. My only goal is to keep our Chimera alive because that's the only way we're winning this 2v5.
Oh, and I was letting you know, we were feeling.
I dash through them knowing I don't have any more cooldowns, and I effectively have 286 health. So Chimera's full HP still, so we won this fight. I have no idea how we managed to pull off a 2v5, but we won this fight.
Let them do their thing. Hold on.
I mean, Obroto's just gonna penta right now. Not a joke.
I have never lost that a day in my life. Essentially pulling off a 2v5 just flawlessly. I wouldn't say flawlessly, but we did it as well as we could given the circumstances, and it's really crazy to me that Chimera is still walking out with full HP, but you know, it is what it is. If you do like this kind of stuff and you do have any interest in Predecessor, I do stream this frequently, as many days as I do stream. I absolutely love this game, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Feel free to ask in the comments. Feel free to come by, drop a follow, and ask me questions there. I don't really care. I'll put my Twitch on the screen somewhere, or the description, so you can find it. I appreciate you watching this, and yeah, see ya.